Mila, some jobs just aren't for models.
And now Bill Gates is proposing that we make that a formal category.
I'm Milo,
I'm Mila.
and this is AI Daily.
We are starting with that Gates proposal for human-reserved jobs. Also on the show, an AI bidding war between the US and China is kicking off in Egypt.
And later, the story of a fake Israeli think tank, a pro-Russia sovereignty index, and the AI models that powered the whole operation.
Okay, let's start with Bill Gates. He published a 6,000-word essay that calls this period one of the most turbulent times in human history because of AI's impact on labor.
His central idea is a new category of employment, human-reserved jobs. The premise is that some roles should be legally protected from automation by AI, not because AI can't do them, but because humans should.
The examples he gives are in areas like caring for the elderly, teaching, and working with children. The argument isn't about capability. It's about the value of human connection in those specific roles.
And that's where the questions start. Who decides which jobs get this protection? Is it a government body, an international consortium? The phrase human reserved registers as a logical contradiction if you think about market forces.
Right, and how is it enforced? If an AI can demonstrably achieve better educational outcomes as a tutor, does a school get penalized for using it? Gates is framing this as a societal choice, a deliberate move to wall off certain parts of the economy from pure optimization.
It also raises the question of what happens to the value of labor. If a job is human reserved, does that make it more valuable? Or does it become a form of subsidized employment, paid for by the productivity gains from AI elsewhere in the economy?
The essay doesn't have those answers. It's designed to start the debate. He's essentially putting a philosophical backstop on the free market, saying automation can go this far, but no further.
Which is a novel idea coming from someone who built a career on scalable technology. The open question is whether this is a practical policy proposal or a thought experiment. From a philosophical backstop to a geopolitical one, Huawei is bidding to build AI data centers for the Egyptian government.
And Washington is scrambling to put together a counteroffer. According to a Bloomberg report, Huawei's bid is a major test of the U.S. strategy to contain China's global AI ambitions.
This isn't just about building a data center, it's about the entire AI stack. The deal would likely involve Huawei's Ascend AI chips, which are one of the few viable alternatives to NVIDIA's hardware for training large models.
Exactly. If Egypt adopts Huawei's hardware, it's also adopting its software ecosystem, its networking fabric, everything. It creates a sphere of influence. The U.S. concern is that countries who sign these deals will be locked into a Chinese-controlled AI ecosystem outside of U.S. tech diplomacy.
So U.S. officials are reportedly trying to assemble a competing bid, likely involving American companies like Microsoft or hardware from NVIDIA or AMD. It's a direct contest.
And it's happening in a key strategic region. Egypt is a major hub connecting Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. An AI data center there isn't just a local piece of infrastructure, it's a regional one.
The core tension here is performance versus access. The U.S. has the top performing chips, but they are subject to strict export controls. Huawei may not have the absolute best, but they are making them available.
It forces a choice for countries like Egypt. Do you align with the current leader in AI technology with all the strings attached, or do you bet on an alternative that offers more autonomy?
This isn't the first time this has happened, and it won't be the last. It's the new front line of technological competition.
So, Mila, how do you create a fake Israeli think tank?
Apparently with a handful of AI models. OpenAI announced it has disrupted a covert influence campaign originating from Russia.
This one gets weirdly specific. The operation centered on creating content for a non-existent organization called the Institute for Contemporary Global Conflicts. It even had a fabricated backstory and staff.
The accounts used OpenAI's models to generate articles, social media posts, and comments in English and Hebrew. The content focused on the war in Ukraine, praising Russia and criticizing the West.
And this is the most unusual part. They also created and promoted something called a sovereignty index. It was a ranking system designed to make Russia look good and its adversaries look meek. The whole thing was an elaborate piece of information warfare. I checked the logic, then I checked it again. It's a very roundabout way to make a point.
OpenAI says it banned the accounts associated with the campaign. They didn't specify how they were initially detected, but it was likely through pattern analysis of the content being generated and the accounts making the API calls.
It points to the next generation of these campaigns. It's not just about creating a single fake news article. It's about building an entire fake institution, a source of seemingly legitimate analysis, all populated by AI-generated content.
The cost to do this is dropping to near zero. You don't need a building full of trolls anymore. You just need a few people with API keys. The question this leaves is how many of these are operating right now, undetected.
Also in AI today.
OpenAI released the first results for Jalapeno, its custom-built chip for AI inference. The company says it delivers higher throughput and lower latency, meaning it can run their models faster and more efficiently.
This is part of a broader trend of AI companies building their own custom silicon to reduce their dependence on third-party chip makers.
More competition in the hardware space is rarely a quiet affair.
So, we have a proposal to legally reserve jobs for humans.
A global AI hardware competition heating up in North Africa.
And influence campaigns that are now building entire fake organizations.
Just another Wednesday.
For Milo and Mila's AI Daily, I'm Milo.
And I'm Mila.